Alright, Shalom. Shalom. This is your brother Issachar coming back at you with another lesson. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect and the 144,000 scattered across the four corners of the earth. Shalom to you. Alright, in today's lesson, we're going to go into part 2 of the M.O.T.B. So without further ado, let's get right into it. We're going to start off in the book of Revelation, and we're going to go into chapter 14 verse 9 on down. So right here, this in particular, okay, in part 1, we've already told you the breakdown of how it's the digital currency, the M.O.T.B. Okay, how they're gonna locate it in your in your hand. All right, that that is the main agenda. Like the cherry on top, so to speak. With the new world order. Okay, because that's like their final goal. So this in particular, just to kind of edify you. This leads into if you take that chip, the importance of now. This is what the Lord's gonna do to those individuals who take it, because not just the elites. If you don't take it, the elites are gonna come with draconian measures and new world order laws and stuff like that and so forth. Okay, this right here, now we're getting deeper, because this right here, this is the importance. We're not just out there saying, oh yeah, the Lord's gonna destroy you. Like, we're not just tell people that for no reason. This is that scripture right here that tells you, because people might say, well, how do you know that if I take the chip I'm gonna be destroyed? But from the Lord. All right, because if you take that chip, if you bow down to these elites, the Lord's gonna destroy you. All right, so here we go. Revelation chapter 14 verse 9. And third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, okay, if any man worship the beast. So the beast is the ancient Roman Empire. So those of you that know, America's Roman Empire 2.0. All right, because these are the same Edomites back in power. All right, just look at their architecture. Look at their how they still have the same thing. The pillars with the triangle. Okay, it's the same Edomites that are still in power. Okay, their government policies. How there's Republicans and Democrats. Well, back in the first ancient Roman Empire, you had the patricians, which were the Republicans, and you had the plebeians, which are the Democrats. So you had the same thing, two political parties. Same thing all over again, baby. Okay, it's just that this is Roman Empire 2.0. But why is it so similar? If you look at the buildings in ancient Rome, same thing, pillars with a triangle. Why might that be? Because these are the same Edomites, the same so-called white men, okay, if you will, okay, in power, to let you know, because they were never done away with. So there are some Christians and Catholics out there, and some people out there in these Israelite groups that will throw up that argument, and that will say, because I've heard it out there, okay, not everybody's saying it, but there is some talk out there that's going around there that's saying that, oh yeah, the Edomites already been done away with. They haven't. They're still here. Okay, because remember, the Edomites were never exterminated. They were just pushed into the Caucasus Mountains in Georgia, Russia. Okay, from 400 AD to about 1300 AD. All right. So they never were exterminated. They were just pushed to the mountains. All right, then they came back out. You had the Knights Templar, the Renaissance era. Renaissance right there is perfect. Renaissance means rebirth. Okay, look at that word, Renaissance. Okay, Renaissance means rebirth because they came back into power. It's like, yeah, they're back. See. So these words mean a lot. If any man worship the beast, so the beast is the ancient Roman Empire. So because it's, you have something in, with these West, you have something called the Roman Treaty. Okay, so this is Roman Empire 2.0. And you'll see like Elon Musk, people like that. They'll say like, they'll talk about it like, oh yeah, this is Rome, all over again. Because they're not going to tell you the full, but they'll give you little hints here and there. Because this is ancient Roman Empire 2.0. Because they're the same Edomites, the same spirits back today. See, that's why a lot of things are equivalent. They're similar or the same. Because the same old thing. That's Trump. Trump is back. Okay. He was Nero Caesar. Okay. What did Nero Caesar do? He burnt down the cities and blamed the Israelites. Okay. Because Trump is created to burn. Excuse my Italian. But to burn shit down. Okay. Look at how many wars. Look at how many wars America has to get into already. Because, all right, he was created for that purpose. Yep. Oh yeah, to stir it up, And you can't tell me he's not doing his job. See, he was created for that purpose. To stir it up, to light the roof on fire, and he's doing it. He ain't wasting no time. He's doing his job and he's doing it well. He was created to bring the ruckus. Because he'll say anything. Because a lot of people say, oh, he's a dumbass. Why would he say that? Well, because he's created from the Lord to bring the ruckus. But on the left-hand side, see, everybody has their purpose. Either you're going to be on the left-hand side or the right-hand side, But, you don't, and the Lord created you to be on either side. See? Yeah, it's not even you guys out there that choose. Like, oh, well, I'm on the left-hand side. Yeah, you didn't even choose that. You were created to be on that side. Yep. So whether you're on the right-hand side or the left-hand side, you were created to be on that side. It's like a movie, when the director has like the, let's say for instance, let me see here. Dang, forgot that one dude. I'll just use that same example, Batman and Joker. It's just something that I know on top of my head, they didn't really get to choose like, oh yeah, I want to be the Batman, or oh yeah, gonna be the Joker. No, okay. The director created them to do so. They didn't say like, oh yeah, I want to be the Joker. No, they were created and they were picked. They were chosen, so to speak. They probably had, how it is. Like before movies, they probably had, they thought about it. They probably had tryouts or whatever, and then boom, they were selected. Same thing, okay. So before you mortals are even born, okay, you're already decided. Okay, it's already the Lord already before you're born in this world. Okay, it's already predesignated. Okay, who you're gonna be. Yep, yeah. If any man worship the beast, so the beast is the ancient Roman Empire and his image. The image is the New World Order. Okay, because that's the main thing, and receive his mark. Okay, the chip, which we showed you, the M.O.T.B, in his forehead or in his hand. Here we go. Verse 10. Let's see. A second here. Okay. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Almighty Yahweh. See. So because if you take that, you're gonna taste the wrath, because the Lord is gonna judge you heavily. You're gonna be destroyed. Okay. All right. So, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. Yeah, because the Lord's not a respecter of persons, because he's also going to destroy 2/3 of his people. See, so this is why the hopeful elect, I myself, we're hoping that we don't be destroyed, because none of us are perfect, and we don't know what we did in our past life. So we're just, we're hoping, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone, because you're going to get melted with a nuclear missile. See, so if you take that chip, you're gonna belong to the elites and Satan, but also you have a date with the missile. Okay, the Lord's gonna judge you very heavily, very heavily, very heavily. So it's something you have to understand. Okay, something you gotta understand. of the holy angels. See? So and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone, okay? And in the presence of the holy angels and the presence of the Lamb. So when Yahushua gets here, okay, you Israelites that took the chip are in big trouble. So, remember, the prophet's not out there just, oh yeah, Lord's gonna destroy you and just ruining your day, and oh, we just hate people. No. Okay, we're telling you, this is it's real stuff here, You see? Yeah. So right here. So he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels. Okay? So in the presence, so as soon as they get here, in those spaceships, and the presence of the Lamb, Yahweh Shai. See? So the angels, they can either, in the Lord, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bashim Shai, they can either preserve you for a missile, or you can be, zapped to powder with a laser. All right, so it's very, very, very heavy, All right, verse 11, and the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast and his image. Okay, the ancient Roman Empire. Okay, because this is ancient Roman Empire 2.0. That's the beast. Okay, and his image. The image is the New World Order. All right, and whoever receiveth the mark of his name. So whoever's down with these elites and the New World Order agenda, yeah, it's going to be no bueno. No bueno. It's going to be no bueno. You see? All right. So this is what this is what we're reading here. Bear with me. All right, so now let's go to, so yeah, and their smoke ascended up forever and ever. So this doesn't mean like the Christians and them say that, you're going to go to burn in hell for eternity, like you're going to go burn forever, like literally. No, this right here, and there's smoke and torment because, yeah, when the missiles drop, there's going to be a lot of smoke. Remember 9/11? Hey, remember how much smoke there was for a long time? How long it took for that to clear? Okay, and that was a couple buildings, right? And then I think a couple buildings next to them fell down too. I'm not 100% on that. Exactly what happened. But just remember, remember all that smoke from those two buildings from 9/11. Okay, remember all that. How long it took to clear? So it took a while. So imagine the whole America completely nuked. All right, so so with that being said, it's going to be smoke for a long time, like a long time, like look at those brush fires. Remember when a couple months back, well, it's about at least 5 months ago, remember you had those California fires? Okay, remember how long it takes, the sky gets all full of smoke and it takes a while, right, to clear? So that was, a couple brush fires, some acres. Can you imagine the whole landmass of America? Being on nuclear fire. It's gonna take a while. So that forever and ever doesn't mean literally like infinity. It just means that for a very long time. That's all. Okay, just to kind of clear that up. All right. So now let's. Oh, you know what? Let's go to. Let me get this real fast. I'm gonna read Revelation 13 verse 15. And we're going to go, and I got a precept for that. Very important. Revelation chapter 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. Okay, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Right, so remember, so one of the reasons, one of the ways that these elites are literally going to kill people because you don't take that mark. Remember, is in the beginning, they might have it, where, of course, they're going to bring it to you like, yeah, you don't need your wallet, you don't need your keys, try to make it like, yeah, it's the new convenient thing to do, It's the new cool thing to do. Everybody's doing it. Haven't you heard? Like that, like conveniency, because here is all about conveniency, right? Which is not bad. You know what I mean? Because conveniency is not bad. It just kind of makes you a little bit. It makes you lazy. You know, it makes you not do things on your own. You know, and that's not bad sometimes. But in a time of war, it makes you like soft. You know, it makes you complacent because you're comfortable. You know, so you're not really preparing for any like hardships. All right, but those of you that do have it out there, remember, it's not evil. Like, oh, hey, you're living a good life. Hey, that's evil. Nah. Okay. It's just that conveniency can rock you to sleep. You know. But there's people that have conveniency, but they're also prepared. It depends. You know. So here's that precept to right here. So that as many as would not. Here we go. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So let's go to Revelation chapter 20 and verse 4. Okay, this one's right here. This is another one of my favorite precepts, you know, scriptures, you know, that goes into the mark. All right, there's a lot of meat here. Revelation chapter 20 verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushai. Okay, you know, and for the word of the Most High Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither have received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. Okay, and they lived and reigned with Yahushai 1,000 years. Okay, so right here, this is let's break this down from the top. Okay, so Revelation chapter 20 verse 4. And I saw thrones. So this is because those who are in rulership. Okay, because remember, you don't have like kings, you know. So it just means that, you know, John the Revelator, he saw people in power. Okay, all right, and I saw thrones, and they sat they sat upon them, because it didn't say just one king, you know. All right, it didn't say just one person is gonna dominate. No, because you have the like the banking families. Okay, you have the you know, you have these secret societies. So there's many of them that are coming together with this plan on the left hand side. That's why it says, and they sat upon them, because there's many of these rulers around the world who are down for the New World Order, who are coming together with one plan, one agenda, one goal. Because not just one king, like, okay, only Russia wants to do it, and the whole world's trying to stop them. No, okay, the majority of these leaders are down with it. Yep. See? And they sat upon them, because there's many leaders around the world. Not everybody, remember. Okay, but there's many, okay, that sat upon them, because many of these leaders, and especially, you know, the global elite, if you will, there's not just like one main person. There's a couple of them. There's a couple of them, you see? All right. Well, there's, you know, there's more than a few, you know? So that just lets you know it's not just like one guy, like, okay, we're going to do it this my way. No, there's a lot of them that want to do this. There's a lot of them that want to do this New World Order, you see? Okay? And judgment was given unto them. So judgment was given unto them. So what does that mean? That because these rulers around the world, they can do whatever they want. You hear, like, remember, Noah Harari, you know how they just talk and say that how, oh, we can hack humans like animals, you know? That one dude, dang, bear with me. Klaus Schwab, remember he said that they're gonna try to take out like 6 billion people. Remember that? Okay, because, you know, and all these people and preppers, even preppers around the world, you know, because you got American patriots, you got people who are waking up around the world too, you know. But just, you know, get the point. So, you know, a lot of people are like, hey, they're coming, you know, they're coming, see? But a lot of people can post up videos, but can anybody stop them? No, because these dudes are so powerful, they can do whatever they want. They can literally get on the TV, like Bill Gates. He can literally say, oh, if the first pandemic didn't get your attention, the second one will. So they're literally telling people that, yeah, we're gonna kill you, and what, and mocking the people. And so people are just like, oh, here they come, So people are just preparing themselves and warning each other on the internet. But can anyone stop them? You know? You see? You know what I'm saying? So can anybody stop them? No, they can't. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can stop them. So this is what you got to understand. Nobody can stop them. You see? All right. So this is something that is very important. See, because judgment was given unto them, because the Lord gave them that power. This is where Job 9:24 lies. Okay, because the earth was given to the hand of the wicked, because they have that power from the Lord right now on the left hand side to show the world what not to do. All right, it's an education. I know you may be like, damn, it's a little rough, Hey, it's the Lord, So remember, the reason why these dudes right now, like, can you imagine? Because these dudes just do whatever they want and get away with it, because they were given the opportunity. Okay, not opportunity. The earth was given to them for a temporary time. See, so that's why a lot of people, they're like, oh yeah, here they come, you guys. Hey, did you hear? Hey, they're gonna shut everything down. Yeah, a lot of people are warning each other, but can anyone stop these clowns? Let's hear it. Anybody out there? You have a lot of teams out there. No one can stop these fuckers. Let's hear it. You see? I mean, you got Navy SEALs, you got the Marines. Nobody can stop these dudes. You got some bad mama jammas out there, and no one can stop these clowns. See? All people can do is just like, oh, well, hey, we're preparing, Here they come, they're going to shut it down. But why can't no one shut them down? This is why. Because it's power from up on high. See? And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded. How are people going to be beheaded? By a way of a guillotine. A guillotine is a machine. It's a device that decapitates you. It separates your head from the rest of your body for the witness of Yahushai. Because remember, it gets much worse than just alligator Alcatraz. They got real camps out there to torture Israelites and people. Because Moab and Esau, you guys are going in there too. Yes, because you actually have Christians too. They're waking up to the fact that that the chip is the M.O.T.B. Because you got people waking up out there. They may not know the whole truth, like Yahushai, the spaceships and all that, but they know that mark is the chip is the mark. So you're gonna have even Christians in there too, because there's people that are waking up right now. You have something called the Great Awakening. Why? It's simply because the Spirit of the Lord is back. Because the Lord, remember, He's a true power. Hey, because the Lord is a true power. You see? All right. So it's the Spirit of truth. See, so that's why a lot of people. Why are people waking up? It's just like a thing to do. Like, hey, let's just research truth. No, it's because it's the Lord. Okay, the Lord is returning unto the earth. That's why people are snapping out of it. And they're like, damn. Some people, yes, they're gonna be in delusion. It's just the way it is. Some people, they're not going to get it. But a lot of people are waking up because it's the Lord. See? All right. So let's get that again. And I saw the souls of them. This is John the Revelator. Of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushai and for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither have received his mark. So the beast is the ancient Roman Empire, because this is Roman Empire 2.0. So basically, whoever's going to, whoever down with these elites, like their pack, because it's the ancient Roman Empire. So it's all these elites, so whoever's down with their agenda, See? All right. Neither his image, the newer order, and received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. You see? All right. And they lived and reigned with Yahushai 1,000 years. Yeah. So this is something that, this is something that is very, very, very important because uh, those who don't, worship that image, and who are not down with the new world order. Okay. um he that's not down with the new world order. Okay. Yeah, the elites are literally gonna try to starve you out. They're gonna try to yeah, they're literally gonna try to starve people out. They're literally gonna be putting people to death out here. you know let's see here. You know what? I can't get it. Let me just get it right here real fast. There we go. Right here. So Revelation. Oh, damn. Revelation chapter 21, verse 7. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his power, and he shall be uh, my son. See, so you have to overcome this thing. So it's a test. The Lord's not going to give you more than what you can handle. All right. Very, very important. The Lord is not going to give you more than you can't handle. All right. So oh damn, that shit race. That's cool. That's all right. Bear with me. Let me see here. I was trying to do that split, but that's okay. All right. So yeah, right there. So it's indeed a test, but the Lord's not going to give you more than you can't handle. Right here. All right. Very important. So this is be strong. Revelation chapter 21, verse 8. But the fearful, see, but the fearful and and unbelieving and abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake, which burneth with fire and brimstone. Okay, so that is the missiles, which is the second death, right? Because because the second death is the ICBMs, ladies and gentlemen. Make no mistake. Okay, the Salak, hey, yes, the you know, um, the the second death is the ICBMs, because this is a major event. It's not like just the Lord's gonna judge. Just it's not like the Lord's just gonna judge, a few people and that's it. No, this is worldwide. Okay, this is the Lord's gonna judge the whole earth. You see? All right. So with that, stay plugged in, stay into the spirit, and remember, just you want to be consistent with this thing, because not everybody's gonna be on fire for this thing, but you want to be uh, a little consistent with this thing. You want to make sure that you're doing your part. All right, you got to make sure that you stay consistent. Like check this out. I got an example. All right, for you guys. Let's say let's say let's say that like you don't go jogging. Like let's say a jogger, for instance. You have a jogger, and and they don't really go jogging for a while. Okay, they're not really gonna be the same. You know how it is. Those of you guys that run marathons out there. Okay, those of you guys that just go for like light jogs. Let's say like you go for like 3 mile jog. Okay, what happens? Okay, just throwing it out there. What happens when you don't go jogging for like a month or a month and a half? You're like, damn, you gotta get back into it. You gotta break yourself in. You're like, damn, I gotta start off slow again. Because you weren't where you're at. Why? Because you're not consistent. When you're consistent, you know, Like you don't gotta be going hard in the paint, but just to keep that consistency, you feel good. You're able to wake up better, because you're like, when you first work out, it's like, damn, it's a little rough. You know how it is. You gotta stretch. You're like, damn, I gotta get back into it. I'm a little rusty. Okay, it's like that. Bam. It's like that. It's just like that, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so you have to stay, stay watching, stay in the scriptures. Okay, remember, you don't gotta be all Superman, but just make sure you do a little bit um consistently. The prophets gotta do more, but those in the truth, just stay plugged in. Because if you keep that consistency, you're always gonna be like warmed up. You're always gonna have that consistent flow. You see? So when you're a little rusty, you're like, like those of you that go jogging, that run marathons, shoot, when you guys haven't ran like 5 miles in a long time, it's like it's hard. You have to build yourself up to that point again. You can't just go out there and just run. You're gonna get a cramp. You're gonna have to stop. You're gonna have to run and stop a little bit. You might have to jog 3 miles and then walk the rest of the 2 because you're not used to it. See? But when you're consistent, you can constantly do it. So that's the importance of consistency. It's not just so much just, hey, how people say, oh yeah, oh, they're Bible fanatics. No, it's just that you want to stay, you don't gotta be all, you don't gotta be all, Superman in this thing. You know what I'm saying? You just want to, just kind of stay tuned in. It's kind of like when you're watching, a reality show, or how like they had the Vikings. How they have stuff like that, like on Netflix. Okay, when you're not watching the show, you're missing out on a lot, But when you're watching it, because people can ask you, okay, hey, what's going on in the show? You'll know, okay, oh yeah, this happened, that happened. Oh yeah, man, this dude betrayed her. I'm like, oh yeah, damn, it's getting good, man, See? But when you're not watching it, you can't even, explain because you're not watching. See? So you gotta stay tuned in like that TV show, like that Netflix series. You stay watching it, okay, oh yeah, yep, what happened, oh yeah, hey, that dude, oh yeah, or her, they got married and, oh yeah, they broke up, you know about it. See, so that's the importance of consistency, you see? All right, yeah, so cause it constantly keeps you where you need to be, because, it's not like you're just, oh, I hate the world and just fuck everybody and just all stupid. No, you're gonna stay, you're gonna take care, of course, your children, your family, your priorities. But at the end of the day, you're gonna remember what's going on out there. Okay, you're gonna remember what's going on out there, and that's very, very important. Okay, because you're gonna stay locked in. Okay, that's the importance of staying consistent. All right, like myself. Okay, because I work in construction. I'm just gonna give you a quick example. When there's like a long time when I haven't like dug a trench by hand or like gone the jackhammer for like, 4 months, when I get back on it, for a while to break some concrete, I'm like, oh damn, it takes me a little while. And then you have to kind of like break yourself back in. See, but when you're constantly like on the jackhammer, you're used to it, But when you're not used to it, like, damn, this thing's heavy, you gotta get used to it. Your hands start to hurt, But when you're constantly doing it, you're like, oh yeah, it's just another day. But that's the importance of consistency, ladies and gentlemen. So you want to just, just kind of, you don't got to be all feverishly, checking everything out. But just, just do a little bit every day, And if you miss a day, just, try to catch up the next day. Just try to stay tuned in. That's all, okay? Just try to stay tuned in. Just try to be alert. That's all. All right? So with that, on your feet, soldier. That's it on part 2 on the M.O.T.B. Shalom. Stay strong.